Today is March the 11th, 2025, and today Carnival Cruise Line is celebrating 53 years in business. Today is our 53rd anniversary, and we are so excited to have all of you join us today. My name is Kirsten Sanchez. I am the director of our Carnival Independent Advisor team, and this is Tune In Tuesday. So many Tuesdays we get together and we do a deeper dive into a variety of different topics to help you in your business. So obviously today being our 53rd birthday, we wanted to talk a little bit about Carnival and about our beginning, where we've been as a company and where we're going. And then we want to talk about celebrating, because today's a day to celebrate not only our 53 years in business, but also our partnership with our amazing travel advisors as yourself. But again, as mentioned, we are celebrating 53 years in business and wanted to share all of the fun and excitement with all of you, our amazing travel advisors. So to this date, Carnival Cruise Line has sailed millions of guests since our founding back in 1972. We've earned the distinction of the world's most popular cruise line out there, and we're proud to be part of millions of guests' memories and lives every single year and helping to make vacation and fun possible for millions of guests. Now, 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, we actually celebrated back on March the 16th in 2023, we celebrated becoming the very first cruise line in history to sail 100 million guests. And I know many of you out there watching are part of that 100 million out there. So thank you so much for all of your support over the years of Carnival Cruise Line. Now, just like any good birthday party, we have to do a little reminiscing and look at some old family photos. So we're going to go back all the way to the beginning, back to 1972. For those of you who aren't familiar with our beginnings, we started on March the 11th in 1972. Ted Arison is our founder. He was in the shipping business. And actually noticed there were a few transatlantic ocean liners that were declining in guests that were sailing. So the Canadian Pacific Line had an ocean liner named the Empress of Canada, and Ted was actually able to purchase that ship. And with a very short timeline and a very short budget, or very small budget, he transformed that ship into the very first ship in the Carnival fleet and named her the Mardi Gras. So Mardi Gras was the very original ship in the Carnival fleet. At that time, we were not known as the Fun Ships. We were known as the Golden Fleet. And the joke out there was it was neither golden nor a fleet. It was an old ocean liner, and it was just one ship. So 1972, March the 11th, we had our inaugural cruise out of Port Miami, and we're so new to the cruising market. We sailed out with a lot of fanfare and immediately ran aground onto a sandbar. So a lot of media attention for the next 24 hours. All the media, the helicopters circled, and we led that evening's news. The story goes that we decided to open the bars. And so the drink was Mardi Gras on the rocks. And the story goes that a waiter in his broken English said, "Hey, this is a pretty fun ship." And that whole fun ship concept stuck. And that really was a revolutionary point in the cruise industry. From that point on, Ted decided that cruising should be something accessible to everyone. It shouldn't be a means of transportation. It should be a destination in and of itself. So from getting stuck on that sandbar was really kind of the beginning of the entire modern cruise industry. To continue that story, we eventually got off that sandbar with the help of the tides and some tugs, and we've been sailing ever since. Now, in 1975, we actually added another ship. It was the Empress of Britain, which became the Carnival. And then in 1978, we added the S.A. Val, which became the Festival. So these are the three original ships in the Carnival Cruise Line fleet. Now, in 1982, we did something revolutionary, something unheard of. In 1982, we actually built the first purpose-built Carnival ship. This was the first new cruise ship that the industry had seen in years. So the Tropical was our first ever purpose-built Carnival ship. It was the first ship with that signature funnel on it. So this was really the start of a multi-billion-dollar boom in the shipbuilding industry. So from then on out, the cruise lines out there, Carnival and others included, started building more and more ships to get more and more guests on board cruising. In 1984, we were actually the first cruise line to advertise on network TV with a relatively unknown. Kathy Lee Johnson was our spokesperson, now Kathy Lee Gifford, and really put Carnival on the map. In fact, I'm guessing many of you out there know the songs and are singing right now in the background. I can just hear you right now. We continued the new ship builds in 1985 with our Holiday class. So the Holiday debuted in 1985, followed up by the Jubilee in 1986, and then the Celebration in 1987. Now, in 1987, we hit a very big milestone. We became the most popular cruise line in the world. That was based on number of guests sailed. So it is a distinction that we hold still to this day and one that we're very proud of. We also undertook becoming a public company on Wall Street, and this was the very beginning of Carnival Corporation. In the 1990, we built the first ever super mega liner, the Fantasy. So the Fantasy class actually debuted in 1990. This is the most popular class of ship in our history. There were 8 ships under the Fantasy class. 6 of them were retired during COVID. We do still have 2 of them sailing with us, Carnival Elation out of Jacksonville and Carnival Paradise out of Tampa. In 1996, we debuted the largest cruise ship in the world. So Carnival Destiny debuted in 1996 as the first cruise ship over 100,000 gross registered tons. She was then followed up by Carnival Triumph in 1999 and Carnival Victory in 2000. Carnival Destiny was such a groundbreaking ship that we decided in 2013 to put the ship through a multi-million-dollar refurbishment. We redid the ship from top to bottom, forward to aft, inside and out, and it was such a dramatic transformation that we rebranded her as the Carnival Sunshine in 2013. We then followed up with the same type of transformations to Carnival Triumph, which is currently sailing as Carnival Sunrise, and Carnival Victory, which is now sailing as Carnival Radiance. In 2001, we debuted a brand new class of ship that was purposely built to go longer distances and faster speeds. Carnival Spirit debuted as the first ever fun ship to service the Alaska and Hawaii markets. We then followed Carnival Spirit up with Carnival Pride, Carnival Legend, and Carnival Miracle. The following year, we debuted our Conquest class ship. So Conquest was a beginning of a new class of vessel for us, followed by sister ships Carnival Glory, Carnival Valor, Carnival Liberty, and Carnival Freedom. In 2008, Carnival Splendor made her debut as a brand new class of ship as well, and she still stands alone, has her very own class of ship. 2009 saw our largest fun ships to date. That was the Dream class. So Carnival Dream made her debut and was the first fun ship that was introduced with sailings out of Europe. She was then followed up by sister ships Carnival Magic and Carnival Breeze. And then in 2016, really kind of groundbreaking for us, we debuted Carnival Vista. So this was the introduction of our Vista class ships. They were the largest ships for Carnival at the time with a lot of unique innovations, things like Skyride, our Havana bar on board, the atriums with the dreamscapes in them. So they really are an amazing class of ships. So Carnival Vista was followed by sister ships Carnival Horizon and Carnival Panorama. Now, I know many of you were highly anticipating and waiting for Mardi Gras, the new Mardi Gras, to make her debut. So Mardi Gras was the most highly anticipated new ship in the company's history. She was set to debut in 2020, and we certainly all know what happened in 2020. But when she made her debut, this really heralded in a new era of fun ship cruising for us. So Mardi Gras is one of our Excel class ships. She's over 180,000 gross registered tons. She was the first liquid natural gas cruise ship in the North American market. So more eco-friendly, more fuel efficient, just a good news story. She had the first ever roller coaster at sea with Bolt on board and also has 6 distinct zones. So Mardi Gras debuted in 2021, followed by Carnival Celebration, which was just in time for our company's 50-year anniversary. So Carnival Celebration, sister ship to Mardi Gras, with 6 distinct zones that are very Miami on board, pays homage to our heritage down out of Port Miami and our original offices. So Celebration sails year-round from Miami. Also in 2023, so we came out with a brand new concept for Carnival, our Carnival Fun Italian style. So we inherited two ships from sister line Costa, and in 2023 debuted Carnival Venezia, which set sail from New York, and then Carnival Firenze, which joined the fleet out of Long Beach in 2024. So these are Carnival ships through and through, owned and operated by Carnival Cruise Line, with all of our Carnival signature events and service and entertainment, just with a bit of an Italian twist. At the end of 2023, we brought out our third Excel class ship, which is Carnival Jubilee. So Carnival Jubilee was the first brand new cruise ship to sail its inaugural season from Texas. She is Texas through and through, even has the Star of Texas on the bow of the ship, but she is sister ship to Mardi Gras and Carnival Celebration. Now, looking further ahead this year, there's so many new exciting things on the horizon for Carnival Cruise Line. So we just went from 27 ships in our fleet to 29 ships in our fleet. So we just inherited Carnival Encounter and Carnival Adventure from sister line P&O Australia. That brand was sunsetted and the ships are being rolled into the Carnival Australia fleet. So they are joining this month and you will see them populating in GoCCL very soon here, but sailing year-round for the Australian and New Zealand market. Also set to debut this year, we are very excited about our first ever exclusive destination, Celebration Key. This is going to be exclusively just for Carnival Cruise Line and for our guests. Celebration Key is located on the island of Grand Bahama with 5 different portals, and she's set to open this July, so July of 2025, and there is so much excitement about Celebration Key. She'll actually be featured on over 1,400 different itineraries out of 10 different home ports on 20 different Carnival ships. Now, I mentioned that Carnival Celebration made her debut just in time for our 50-year anniversary. So we celebrated 50 years with some of our closest friends doing our celebrations on board. We did meetups at sea, and we really love celebrating with the guests who have supported us throughout the years. So we just celebrated 50 years in 2022, and we had so much fun doing that. We are actually going to do another birthday celebration in March of 2027. So we're going to celebrate our 55th anniversary. We'll be doing all kinds of celebrations on board with some throwback features in the dining room and the deck games. We'll also be doing some deck parties, and we'll be doing some meetups. So you'll see them listed here throughout March. We'll be doing meetups on 10 different ships throughout the fleet at sea. This will be a huge party where the ships will meet up. Everyone will be out on deck, and it'll just be a good time for everyone. So if you haven't booked yourself or booked your clients on any of these, this is going to be a great way to celebrate Carnival's 55th birthday. Now, looking a little bit further ahead, Mardi Gras, Carnival Celebration, and Carnival Jubilee are Excel class size ships. So we are getting 2 new Excel class ships as well. So in 2027 and in 2028, we will be getting 2 new Excel class ships. Now, no names or itineraries or home ports have been announced for any of these yet, but please stay tuned. We should have information hopefully very soon on Excel class number 4. And then if that wasn't exciting enough, we have 3 even bigger ships making their debut in 2029, 2031, and 2033. We're calling this our Ace class. So our Ace class ships will be 230,000 gross registered tons, roughly 8,000 guests on board. These will be a new class of fun ship to deliver even more fun to more guests at sea. So that's a bit of our history on where we've been and where we're going. And certainly talking about our 53rd birthday, we want to talk about reasons people come on board to celebrate, because people love coming on board to celebrate special occasions. People love to cruise, but it's even more fun if you're celebrating something. So what I'd like to do is take a moment and talk through some of the different programs and reasons that people come on board to celebrate. First is going to be weddings. We find a lot of guests are looking for unique venues or unique ways to get married, and Carnival does offer a Weddings at Sea program. So there's a couple different ways that Carnival offers weddings. We do our embarkation weddings. In fact, if you've been on a ship tour with any of us, you may have noticed the wedding groups getting on board. So this is going to take place before the cruise actually starts. The bride and groom do actually have to be booked on the cruise, but they can bring a combination of either guests that are sailing with them or just guests that are on for the day. So we offer embarkation weddings. This is a hugely popular option. In fact, we find at least 1 or 2 embarkation weddings on every single sailing that we do. We do also offer weddings at sea. It's more of a ceremonial weddings at sea. Our captains are not licensed to officially marry them at sea, but this would require that they take the entire group with them and they would do the wedding on the ship while at sea. Now, another option would be a destination wedding, and there are 2 different types of destination weddings. One of them would be an onboard destination wedding. This would be when the ship is in a particular port while it's docked. The bride and groom could get married. Hopefully, they've sailed down with friends and family and have a large group with them. So they would do the wedding actually on board the ship. And then there's also destination weddings. So also happens in one of our ports of call. It would happen off the ship, either on a beach or another beautiful location. So those are really the 4 different ways that we handle weddings. We do have an entire team that is set up to help with the coordination. I've included the email address for you right there. There's also a page on carnival.com that you can go to at the very bottom that says weddings and special occasions. That pulls up a wealth of information on our wedding cruises. So you can get there either by going to carnival.com/wedding-cruises or go to carnival.com, scroll all the way to the bottom and click on weddings and special occasions. Now, if you do have clients that are interested in booking a wedding cruise, I want to go through the procedure briefly because I know there's a lot of interest out there. And like I said, it is a hugely popular option for couples that are looking for a non-traditional venue. So first, what you would want to do is check with the wedding department. Either you or the wedding couple would want to check with the wedding department to make sure that the date that they want is available, because the worst thing would be to have everyone booked and then not to have the space available. So check first to make sure the space is available. And again, the further out that you can book this, the better. Now, then the wedding couple would actually need to book. So once they book and they have a full deposit, then they can move forward with their wedding plans. So they need to have a booking with a full deposit before they can move forward with actually booking their wedding. In most cases, it's probably easiest to let the wedding couple handle the coordination with our wedding coordinators. You would handle the booking side of it, and then the couple would be able to handle the details with our wedding department. As far as weddings are concerned, I mentioned if you go to carnival.com, there's a wealth of information there. In fact, there's a really nice PDF that you can download and use for reference, or if you wanted to send it to anyone potentially interested in a wedding. But there's a variety of different packages. So the packages would include a ceremony location. If it's on board our ship, we use one of the lounges or maybe out on deck for the ceremony. We do provide an officiant, which is a non-denominational officiant, or the couple can choose to bring their own officiant with them. We also provide space for a reception if that's the package that they're booking. We've got a wedding coordinator on board that helps with all of the details to make sure everything goes smoothly. There are services that can be added for photography and videography. There's music. They get a wedding certificate. We do cakes on board. I mean, it's pretty much a turnkey option for any couple coming on board. And then it can be customized to suit whatever the bride and groom are looking for, everything up to a honeymoon dinner just for the couple. We also have a specialty brunch with mimosas, a mimosa brunch that can be added. So there's a lot of different packages and options to customize and make it special for the wedding couple. A few of the other things that our wedding department does, vow renewals. A lot of folks want to come on board and celebrate a vow renewal. It's always a lot of fun to take a group along with you and to do the renewal at sea. Actually, our ship's captains will officiate the ceremony if it is a vow renewal. And there's a variety of different packages. Again, you can find these on carnival.com under wedding cruises or weddings and special occasions. But it includes everything from a ceremony location to a reception location. We can provide the music, a wedding cake, photography. There's some packages that include open bar. So it's a great way to do vow renewals on board. The picture that I have right here, Shaq will not be officiating your vow renewals. This is actually from Valentine's Day 2 years ago. Shaq, actually, we did the largest vow renewal at sea for Valentine's Day, and we continue to do that every Valentine's Day as well. But this one in particular was officiated by Shaq on the big screen. Engagements. This one is hugely popular, and I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm seeing this more and more about people who want to propose while they're on a cruise. So our wedding department actually will put together, they have packages to help with surprise engagements. So you'll work with the wedding team, or the groom will work with the wedding team on, or the bride, I guess, will work with whoever's proposing on finding a venue. We can provide photo and video services. We have a Marry Me sign. We provide the roses. We have the sparkling wine for a toast. We can do in-cabin decorations. But they really work hand in hand with whoever's proposing on bringing that person's ideas to life, or even suggesting a few other ideas. So if you've got any guests out there that are interested in doing an engagement on board, just know that we do have programs and we are able to support and make sure that we have a photographer there to capture the exact moment. Now, going right along, and remember, all of that information can be found on carnival.com by scrolling down to the bottom and clicking on weddings and special occasions. There's a wealth of information, and there are some PDF brochures as well that you can refer to or that you can share with clients. Now, another reason people like to celebrate are their honeymoons. So certainly, Carnival carries more honeymoon guests than any other cruise line. It's a great way for the honeymoon couple to celebrate their life together and start creating memories. So honeymoons are another great reason to cruise. Now, I wanted to share this tip with you because I think this is a great one to share with clients. If you have any guests who are celebrating a honeymoon, we actually have a third party that offers a honeymoon registry. So if they go to carnival.celebrationwishes.com, it is a third party. They would book the cruise with you, and then the wedding couple would be able to register for things like shore excursions, specialty dinings, upgrade to a suite. They would be able to add all this to their registry. Celebration Wishes does provide a personal website for them as well, and they can then share that with friends and family. So it's just another great way to support any of your honeymoon couples that are coming in and are cruising, and maybe after the wedding they're a little short on funds and they want ways to upgrade on their cruise and to do select shore excursions, or maybe to do specialty dining on board. People love coming on board to celebrate birthdays. We love to see birthday celebrations on board. So lots of birthdays always taking place. It's more fun to cruise with friends and family and to celebrate as a group. Just know when you are when you're making your client's booking, you do have the option to select whether they're celebrating a birthday or celebrating an anniversary or something else special. If that is selected, our dining team will put a candle on their dessert of choice that's on the regular dining menu and sing happy birthday to them, or happy anniversary, or happy honeymoon to them. There are also cakes that can be purchased either in advance or on board if guests want to do anything additional for their birthday celebration. Speaking of birthdays, even Thing 1 and Thing 2 are getting in on the birthday fund. So just a reminder, we do have our Seuss at Sea program, and we offer our Thing 1 and Thing 2 birthday party at sea. So this is going to be our character breakfast. It typically takes place on a sea day morning in our main dining room. Usually there's two different times, 8:30 a.m. and 9:30 a.m. The menus are fun. They look just like the green eggs and ham menu. You can get everything from moose goose to goose juice. There's actually a piece of birthday cake that comes at the very end. All the Dr. Seuss characters come in and make an appearance, and it's just a lot of fun for the young and the young at heart. So whether they are celebrating a birthday at sea or they just want to come in and celebrate with us, we welcome them to join us for a Thing 1 and Thing 2 birthday bash. So reservations can be made in advance through the online cruise manager up to 48 hours prior to the sail date. Just a reminder that any type of specialty dining or shore excursions can always be added to a booking once it is fully deposited. So once your guests have their booking fully deposited, then they can go in and start making reservations for things like the Thing 1 and Thing 2 birthday breakfast. Another type of celebration we see on board a lot of our ships are graduations. So a graduation is the perfect way to celebrate a high school or college graduate. And there's a lot of really fun things, a lot of great reasons to bring your graduate on board. So here's why it makes a perfect graduation gift. Really fun list right here, but it gives them a sense of independence, especially if they are high schoolers and they're about to enter college and have a little more independence. It really is a way to continue their education. They're learning more about the places they visit and certainly different cultures on board with our team members. Hopefully, it introduces them to new people and it gets them outside of their comfort zone. It gives them a little more sense of responsibility. Certainly, if you give them that sail and sign card and maybe give them a limit, but that gives them a more of a sense of responsibility. They'll have a fun story to talk about when they get back. They can talk about their graduation cruise. I still to this day meet people who cruised 30 years ago for their high school graduation and talk about it. So it just makes a perfect gift and a perfect experience for any of your grads out there. Let's talk about a few other celebrations that you'll find on board. So a few others, anniversaries. So I mentioned with the birthday cakes that you can certainly note it on their reservation, and we will sing happy anniversary. But anniversary couples, people who are celebrating milestones, whether it's a 25th wedding anniversary or even a 50th or 75th wedding anniversary, they are great clients to have. Many times they're looking for bucket list itineraries, whether they're looking at Alaska, Panama Canal, maybe even Europe. So a lot of opportunities to get anniversary couples on a bucket list itinerary. There's certainly the opportunity to do a vow renewal while on board. Again, you would find that through the wedding department. They can do specialty dining on board, spa treatments, maybe even upgrade to a higher category like a suite for their anniversary cruise. So we love to see the anniversary couples coming on board. Another anniversary to celebrate, and we're seeing more and more of this, but people celebrating being cancer-free. It's a great way to celebrate life with friends and family. In fact, we've seen a lot of groups coming on board to celebrate someone being cancer-free and finishing with their treatment. So as you're thinking through group ideas, always a great idea to look at some type of survivor cruise, whether it is breast cancer or any other type of cancer out there. It can always be combined with some sort of fundraising opportunity as well, like a cancer-related charity that you're raising funds for. But we are seeing more and more guests who want to come on board and celebrate their anniversary or just finishing treatment and being cancer-free. Now, a different type of celebration, but I figured we would go ahead and mention it because I do hear of a lot of people coming on board to do celebrations of life as well. For those who have lost loved ones, it's a great opportunity to come on and celebrate in a fun, joyful environment somebody's life. The question does come up regularly. We do burials at sea. So just very briefly, if you have any clients that are coming on board and doing a celebration of life, we absolutely can accommodate a burial at sea. There is no need to do any type of pre-cruise approval. So we don't need to get it approved. We don't need those details in advance. The guests, when they're coming on board, they must have the deceased loved one's death certificate, and they must have their remains in a biodegradable container, so a biodegradable urn. So those are the two main things that they would need to be sure of, that they've got the death certificate and that they have a certificate saying that the urn is biodegradable. Now, once they get on board the ship, they would then reach out to our guest services desk. Guest services will then work hand in hand with them. They'll coordinate a time and date that works best for the group. They'll take down how many people will be attending. And then they will arrange for a non-accessible area of the ship, usually a little bit lower down on one of our crew decks, closer to the water. The guests will be given a moment of privacy to disperse the ashes, but it's a very respectful and very beautiful ceremony. And I know many people go on board and do the burials at sea. So just another type of celebration on board. The other one we see a lot of, Carnival makes a perfect option for family reunions coming on board. So a family reunion, we find that families are stretched so far out these days, they're further and further apart with less and less time. So a cruise gives them the perfect opportunity to connect as a family. There's plenty of opportunities out there for multi-generational groups, whether it's the grandparents, parents, and kids, to come on board. There's a little bit of something for everyone. They can all enjoy a great vacation and also spend some time together as a family. So whether it is a family cruising together and just celebrating being together, or it's some type of family reunion that is a little larger and more extensive, we find a lot of family reunions coming on board. And as a quick reminder, so those are just a few of the type of celebrations you will find on Carnival. If you have not worked with any of these types of clients or celebrations on board, hopefully it's given you some ideas on growing your business. But just a reminder, if you do have clients coming on board that are celebrating something and you wanted to send something to them from the fun shops, Carnival does offer a 20% travel advisor discount on the majority of items. We actually waive the delivery fee, so it's on over 240 different fun ship items out there, but there is a very specific way that you have to do it. So to get the travel advisor discount, you have to go through GoCCL. Now, in GoCCL, you would pull up their booking confirmation. So you would go to Manage Booking, pull up their confirmation, and then right at the top where you see their booking information, there's a link that says Fun Shops. If you click on that, it will redirect you to carnival.com and apply the travel advisor discount. Now, the way that you will know that you are in the correct screen is in the very top right-hand corner, it will say travel agent. So if it doesn't have your name or the client's name up there and it says travel advisor, you know you've gone in the correct way. Now, once you're in there, you can then go and order as normal. Again, the travel advisor discount is on most single items in there, and we do waive the delivery fee. A few of the things that are not included would be some types of packages, whether it included the decorations, the champagne, and a commemorative picture frame. If it's a package, it already has a discount in there, so it does not qualify for the travel advisor discount. Bottled water also does not qualify for the travel advisor discount. So it's just another way, if you've got clients celebrating something special, a way to recognize them while they are on board. So thank you all so much for spending this time with us today. We are so honored to have so many of you, not only as business partners, but also as friends with Carnival Cruise Line. We truly believe that the travel advisor community has made Carnival who we are today, and we can't say it enough. We truly believe it. Travel agents rock. Bye, everyone.